as we like to say, pound for pound, the best squad.
Yeah.
It's a case of building up their international sort of future, let's say, and working on, this is a team that can play Nuke. They're going to be able to respect us rather than just rolling them over and getting a lovely 13-1, 13-2 finish on a map that these guys play, twice a month. Let's actually play something that is going to take some work. So I like that kind of angle. I think that's definitely what they've gone for. We obviously have the vetoes sort of sat in front of us a bit more permanently than you guys, and it does speak to that in my mind. We are into the action here, though, Neo. I do believe that smoke is supposed to trickle down a little bit more than it has, unfortunately. They will sort of re-smoke it off here. It's a messy kind of start for Hype, and created a lot of space for the CT side to come out, try and get the better of them. Julie speaking loud, all down to Mulby, and he just about survives. 1 HP, 1v3. I think if he books it, he should get this plant here.
Potentially. And yes, he will. It seems like he'll be given that luxury. I mean, he's going to die basically immediately here. Double swinging in double door. Whatever to a top round. This is a forlorn conclusion here. And the flash as well, just to make sure, just in case. So, sure, honestly, a bomb plant there, I think, is actually probably the best case scenario you're going to get off the back of what was a very, as you mentioned, quite scrappy, bit of missed utility, a little bit awkward in that spot. So I think you'll take that. You'll take that every day of the week. But for paiN, round 1, only a couple of casualties as well. Pretty solid stuff. This should be a buy both ways. Hype, I would be very surprised if they don't try and force in towards this, just because it's kind of the standard right now. To at least go for like at least a hero AK or a hero Galil or hero something in this sort of a round. I see a Deagle was invested into and then sold. And actually, no, we are going to go for a low buy. And that is quite interesting. That's just not really the meta at the moment. You get a bomb plant. Most people like to try and buy around this just because you know there's going to be SMGs, at least a couple of them on the other side, no matter how many kind of died in that situation, even if like 4 or 5 stay alive. So interesting that I don't go for any sort of buy. This should mean a very simple 2-0 start for paiN, which doesn't seem like a lot, but getting a clean start like this out the gates can really help your momentum early door, especially on CT side.
Yeah, definitely. And, although paiN are looking for a bit of a challenge, they still want to lay down the law. This still has to be a team as well that they can get the better of. Hype are a team where they're trying to stave off relegation is really what their game is about. At the moment, they are on the verge. They will be put into the tournament, but not in insta-relegation zone yet. There's still a bit to go of the season, of course, although I think we are nearing the end for South America in particular. But all the same, paiN, strong start for them is absolutely what they're after. And, well, we'll see here. Hype, they are picking up at the pace, not showing any fear. Nice bit of clearing from Vinabeast. Looking up on that 90-degree angle. Definitely one of the weirder ways you see that get clear course, but it's all snow as he gets a triple kill from the rafters. They did not pay him any attention. He will take the round for paiN.
All right. Nice and simple. Make sure that this is a very clean start of the gate. And it is. And this is probably the other side of things where I do say it's an interesting decision not to force buy into the second round, because you lose your first gun round and you're actually at quite a big disadvantage out the gate. And this is what Hype have now got to deal with. You would kind of make the very strong argument that there should be really no chance in towards this. How comfortable things have been, especially now 3 AKs picked up as well. That it all should be a very comfortable 4th put on the board. This nade, it's going to bank just in front of that smoke, break it open, but it doesn't fully break it open. Looks, plays up close, tries to see if he can get a tap if someone's playing close right. Not to be. This is looking like it's going to be a hot off, and here comes Snow. Oh, and he really doesn't do too well there.
Yeah, big round in the previous, but not so much in this one. It's a bit panicked now, of course. A long hold from history. Unfortunately, the rest of the rotators were indeed ready. Still, I think they'll take a couple of kills on that. Get a few players on the board ultimately as well. Good for the confidence. Nice to open up, but paiN looking good. I think there was a bit of logic in that from Hype for sure. Let's see if they are awake on A once again. And for a moment, it looked like not. It looked like dangerously quick couple of kills going their way, but they didn't really pan out.
Exactly. Well, alrighty. That's nice way to start things off, though, for paiN. Really impressive what we've seen from them. Low buy, force buy, half buy. They're making things comfortable. Opting through. Snow playing top side. Often overlooked position. It's a question of can he get a second behind it. Looking unlikely, but the big flank's already started.
Yeah, paiN's ready for this. It seems like they've made their DNA known early. History finds a big old kill, though. That will give them a great deal of the A bomb site. Might even just give them the round. NQZ. Potentially second thoughts about this. You know, there's money there for sure, but he's got an AWP in hand. Might depend on if he can find this first kill. He's committing now, though. No real save here. What is that? Unbelievable timing for NQZ. Nade comes out. Molby left low. It's not a bad move. Will he been heard off that? I think there is potential for it, but a bit too far away, it would seem. He's going to try and go for the hold. In comes the nade. Wow. The flash off the back of it is a bit too much. There's plenty of time for the defuse, and NQZ clutches up against 2.
That's brilliant. And this comes back to what we were talking about in the pre-show. NQZ's current form has been incredible. This is a player who, you know, he had a stint in Double Nation, had a stint on 9Z, both of which had their issues. That goes without saying. And it was always kind of a what if, like, can we get NQZ playing to level we know we can? And it seems like under the leadership of somebody like Big Azera, he's really got the best out of him, because at the moment, unbelievably confident. Those sort of rounds are just a standard for him and a brilliant 1v2. And I think he just plays it to perfection. The Tech 9 to kickstart things, not committing to a heaven drop as well, which a lot of people would just default in that situation. Really, really well played. So impressive stuff. You know, the youngster we highlighted as well, there's been a lot of A-pops, and I think Snow's actually faring up really, really solidly. And he's playing what is generally the hardest position on CT side. CT side A anchor is the hardest position. Statistically, he's the toughest to get numbers with, and at the moment, he's looking great. He's really faring well under the pressure.
Same sort of setup here for paiN. Hype, meanwhile, have toned it way down. Really quiet in comparison. They are kind of planning things. I think also maybe looking for more of a coordinated move rather than just rushing in, hoping to catch a few players off guard. NQZ, it's an interesting angle. Allows him to go back in for a bit more. That was certainly confident. He's punished, as is paiN. So suddenly a man advantage for Hype. Maybe indeed slowing it down, turning it down a notch or 2 was what the docs are ordered.
Okay, Snow. Oh, I don't think he was spotted, but I know he hears, and I know he spots as well. Leo Drunky gonna get caught. Molotov is perfect. Snow, that's genius. He's thinking 2 steps ahead. He knows that because he took that corner, the strong angle to kill him from has to be there, and brilliantly played. And Lux just knew exactly what was going to happen as well. Perfectly played, but again, credit to the youngster of Snow. In that position, getting the first is fair enough, but you know, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get traded there, and he doesn't. Fares up well. Molotov perfectly plays, and in the flames, through the flames, gets his kill for that second. So, yeah, 6-0 start here for paiN. They are rapid. I mean, this is, what, 10 minutes we've had so far, and they're 6-0 up already. They are making this look quick.
All right. Let us see whether Hype can really get anything going. They have come close. They have come very close. I think they're disappointed in themselves to lose out on the clutch. Fortunately, it may well be that tone that paiN really, really did want to set. Biggest error. Wackiest view model I've seen in a minute. Not gonna lie, but maybe he can make it work. Ooh, goes through at a good time. Flash comes in for him. That took a bit of effort. They've already started to run down, though, so he doesn't get punished for a labored spray down. You know, a long spray down there that really could have resulted in an easy trade and an easy pickup of a gun. So thanks to his sense of timing, it was pretty good. However, he can't really stop them going down. So bomb's been planted here. They'll be happy with that, and there's potential for a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough here. Shadow spotted, though. Shadow, Kawes knows where they are. 1, 2, looking for 3. Runs out of ammo, but job surely done here as well. Molby's just too far, and he's met with Snow. Okay. These rounds, not even breaking a sweat here, Scriv. This is super, super comfortable. And that's actually probably the most damning thing here. I know this is sort of top versus bottom in a way, but this is a no contest right now. What a showing from paiN. Flawless 7-0, and Hype going to call for a pause. And, you know, even arguably might be a little bit too little too late.
Yeah, possible. I think I probably would have called this one after the clutch if it were me. So I do feel, you know, there's a lot in here that feels slightly too late, like you're saying. There is still room for recovery, though, if we're to talk about it on a purely practical and academic level. They definitely can bring this back if they are able to figure it out, right? That's the big caveat here. They've had plenty of strong buys and have looked very, very flat.
Okay, well, pause concluded. We are sort of getting to the now or never. You know, at the position we're in currently, it very much feels like if we don't get around in the next 1 or 2, I mean, even like, I feel like at this point, 8-4 would be a bit of a fever dream for Hype of how rough things are being going. We really need to see them start to shine a little bit. Coward's going to play up close behind the smoke. Luck's going to stick up close as well.
Dangerous position. Does need to be careful. I don't know whether he's pushing in from this spot or not. Minute 10 left on the clock. Hype feel that, you know, they got the closest when they sort of went for a similar round. Ooh, do this. Thank you, Z. He's stuck. He's lucky that that Molotov went out as well. That felt like that smoke was, you know, with the changes to the way mollies work, might have been a bit too far out. However, what's happened is they put all the resources into trying to deal with NQZ. He knows his boys are set up to capitalize on gaps in the default, and they do just that. So 5v3, NQZ doesn't move, doesn't give his life away. Snow downstairs, despite being low, still does patience pay off, and we've got a knife. Lux has worked his way around the back. That's, yeah, kind of wacky, and I think they are a little bit like, how the hell has that happened? Where did he even come from? I think he went up the ladder at some point.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, and then came back down. So that's very unfortunate to have missed that timing.
He's not complaining, though. Ready. Keeping over an AK. Tac pause did, unfortunately, quite literally nothing in that scenario. And that will be an 8-0. Real strong start at the moment. And this is now already at the point where it is beyond the kind of the thing of kind of being difficult for Hype to get into. They're actually at a point now where we could actually be talking about them getting, you know, less than 2 rounds, for example. I mean, this is really difficult. Another pause me called. I think it's fair enough. I think you've honestly got to, you probably got to burn basically all the timeouts in this first half. If you can't get like any rounds, at that point, we're getting to the point of saying you might be calling it already. But this has come back to the conversation we were having in the pre-show, right? We said paiN like this map a lot. It's always been historically a very, very good map for paiN. And even if you look recently as well, statistically, they're really solid on it. 23 times played last 3 months, 83% win rate. Granted, the vast majority of those will be against sort of domestic opponents, but they're still dotted in some decent wins here. Heroic 13-8, 9Z 13-9, Cloud9 13-8, you know, Mongols 13-8. And, you know, you keep running down. There's some really decent results here against international opponents, and even the losses, good experience. Losses to G2, losses to Maus, kind of fair enough at that point. So you see why they're looking so good and why potentially it perplexed me a little bit why this was floated by Hype. I know they play it themselves, but does feel inherently a little risky, and so far is obviously not paying off.
Yeah. It's just a different world, isn't it? Different level.
Yeah.
You can look at those raw statistics, but when you zoom in under not even the best microscope in the world, you know, we're talking high school level microscopes, you can kind of see why paiN are a much scarier squad on this map. Saying that, I think Hype will take a 1-for-1 to begin the round off. Might be able to create something off the back of it. Still a very quiet one, as Hype seem to have lent on this in the previous rounds. In the same vein, they're looking for a pick. They're looking for an opportunity to mechanically outgame their opponents, and it just doesn't really seem to be presenting itself, right? All the heads-up 50-50s paiN are coming out on top of.
All right. Last remaining of history. Giving up just yet, but tunnel vision in towards radio. And he was right. You know, the Spidey tends to a tingling in at least the correct spot, but it's not going to make a difference. 9-0. 17 minutes into this game, and, you know, we're already getting towards the halfway point and already pretty rapidly getting towards the end as well. At this point, paiN are on a tear at the moment. They are running rampant, and fair play to them. Really great display. A lot to like, and my God, things continue this trajectory. We actually could potentially even see that flawless half. It's rare, but not impossible, and at the moment, looking very probable. History, though. All right. Not a bad shot.
We got some gamers. We definitely do have the capabilities, but again, it just feels like they have a very flat game plan. You know, where we've seen like one outside execute. I think they need to. They have it in their repertoire. Get using it, man. Get, you know, confusing and mixing it up with the outside execute, the wider execute. But unfortunately, either it's not getting called or yeah, they're just not using it all that much. Speak of the devil, though, and he shall appear. There is indeed the L smokes. I might be able to do something with. Again, similar to when they pulled out a few of these smokes in the pistol, it doesn't quite feel perfect. You know, I don't know that there's necessarily gaps in them, but I'm meant to go a bit deeper than this. Maybe it's all part of the plan. But Big Uzera, he knows what's up, man. He's got the reads. He might have just brought them back into this round 3v2 now.
Yeah, potential. I say that. Malby going 1-for-1 is huge. Big Uzera going to lead by example. Needs a quad clutch now to see this off. Need it towards heaven. Nothing spotted. History. I feel like he's got the right idea, but Big Uzera rips the head off. One will go down. He's going to go down vent. He's not exactly going quiet about it. He's going to move his way towards double door. Again, not quiet about this at all. The open single. Swing in. All about this first fight. It doesn't go well for Malby. How? He tagged first. He tagged twice, in fact. But Big Uzera, a quad clutch. And, I mean, Hype can't even seem to buy around at the moment. This is brilliant from paiN. 10-0.
How deep does the rabbit hole go? This is absolutely incredible stuff from paiN. And a couple, maybe a few too many, unlikely rounds that they shouldn't be winning. Really, really messy stuff from Hype. And yeah, I don't know, man. Again, we have to give the benefit of the doubt that there's a few good players in here, but just as a team, this really does not feel like it is working. Those are situations you can't be losing, guys. And they will know that. So we'll see. A faster one coming in here. We see some of the options in their default come out here, but can they actually do anything with it? And as we've been saying for a while now, is it too little too late? Snow on top of Put, looking for an opportunity. History ready for him. Okay, NQZ mollied out, and this is a change in pace. They are back, they are angry, and they look set to get there first.
Cow has 1 point of HP as well. Lucky boy. Smoke going to go over towards main. You know, for him, there's actually really no point saving. You know, they've got so much money. Why not try and see if you can get any more? We just wait around, see if anything gets offered up to him. Probably basically right as the bomb's just about to go off. He has no intentions. Sorry, buddy. That would be sick if somebody was there. Unfortunately, nobody is. So as he hovers his crosshair over towards backside, will get spotted. And it will be Hype finally getting around. Is it too little, too late? Most definitely, but get a 10-2. It's not impossible, but my God, the chances of making this happen would be so small.
Yeah, the differences here when you've already got 10 just feel sort of marginal, ceremonial,
Yeah.
right? Saving face. But we'll see. The veto maybe kind of flips a bit in their favor. You might argue just because paiN got to decide the final map. I don't know. We'll see. It is challenging to say. We are yet to reveal. I think Neo and I are privy. It doesn't really feel like it's going to make too much of a difference with what we are seeing here. And again, some of the egregious rounds that are being lost. But history, he's opened. Oh, NQC, that felt like it was on. Was on my screen, he says. I think maybe the bullets hit him a little sooner than he's able to just click. 5v3 then.
Maybe Hype do get the second. Snow's not exactly healthy. Cowards like the angle though. Slight off angling towards trophy room here. Generally, obviously, coming clearing close left over towards ramp or hard right in that corner. So where he is now is potentially a little bit overlooked. We'll see if the Junkie does his due diligence. His shadow betrays him, but he crouches under the peak, and yeah, perfect.
Yeah, looking really nice here for Hype. Potentially one of their cleanest rounds of the half. Lux takes a lurker. Snow is smoked out, and he fancies himself. He has managed to work his way around the smoke, though, to be fair. In for one makes things a little interesting. They were ready for him to go back through. It's all going to be down to Lux. He's going for the hold. Tell me it ain't so.
No.
They're spamming away. They can't find him. Oh, my goodness. That was way closer for comfort than it should have been in the 1v3 Ninja Defuse attempt. It is a sea of blue, though. paiN potentially have done enough here. We're going to take a break. We'll find out sooner or later. Welcome back, folks. We are into the second half. It may well be brief here. paiN Gaming, much expected, I think, a scoreline like this. I'm not going to lie to you. They have been playing incredibly well. As yet to be defeated. Maybe only a handful of maps in this season of ECL for them that have been brought close, even. And Hype, unfortunately, it may appear, are not going to be the ones to do it. Now is their time to shine, of course. The Glocks charge forth and look to drop a few. And they will. Into the 4 versus 2. The bomb should get planted momentarily. Rainy is the last line of defense. And, well, I mean, not much of a defense, to be honest with you. History now remains alone in the clutch.
Yeah, aim was trained there by Lux in the drive-by. And History, yeah, best of luck, mate. 1v4, not a chance in hell. Julies will say goodbye as Lux has a very, very solid round there. Up to 14 alongside Snow as well. Youngster looking still very solid off the back of that first half, and hopefully can kind of replicate here in towards the T side. Now his T side rolls are a little bit harder. I mean, obviously with generally the CT side A hold that he has, statistically is one of the worst positions to be in, but they kept hitting A. You know, we spoke about it. They weren't really doing a lot towards outside. Their ramp hops are very lackluster. Lux did a very solid job there. So when they did go A, Snow had a really decent opportunity to farm up, and that's why his stats look so good. B side doesn't play greatest of spot, potentially. Still cook up a little bit. He plays in the back of the pack. Bit more of a supporting element. Probably is basically going to facilitate a lot of the frags. It has been a force buy coming through from Hype. They've really got nothing to lose. I normally do hate a force buy, but at this point, you're 11-2 down. I mean, what really have you got to lose? It's either kind of they hit map point now or they hit it next round, but regardless, they're probably going to do it either way, right?
Big Uzera has worked his way downstairs. How's he gotten away with this one then? Could be kind of a deadly move if he keeps going, but with a couple teammates behind him, I think they'll probably just grab the bomb, you know, bring it down. A ramp stack is certainly unorthodox, so I think they'll start to smell a bit of a rat here, but this could net a couple of kills for the CT side. It will indeed. However, as I said, the strike from down below was ready to go. And they will, from all sides, just absolutely ruin Vinabeast. Eventually finished off. His heroic short-lived. 1v3 now for the Deagle of Molby. It is possible, but unlikely.
I'm pretty sure Big Azera spotted him there as well. He doubled back quick. Smoked over towards main as well. One train in towards heaven. Yeah, Molby, you've got no chance here. Gonna phase through the smoke and hope to catch something, but not to be NQC. On the edge of that smoke, he knew it was a possibility, and he holds and waits for it. Match point towards paiN here. Of course, in these best of ones, this technically, rather than it being kind of map point, is more match point, and you're matching, which has been extremely one-sided. 12-2. 10 map or match points to try and close this out for paiN. I think it goes without saying this feels like it is already a done affair. Whether they can get a couple of consolations, we'll have to see, but doesn't feel likely, especially considering that was a force buy last round failed, and it's a similar level of buy here. Just 1 M4, I guess, is the slight upgrade.
Well, here we are. Can they buy any more time? Can they prove to themselves that they can even contest, pick up a CT round? It's going to be difficult. Fresh slate, to be fair, moving into the next map of the series, just the way that the points work, but I don't know, man. They could have played them on potentially even the permaban. This Hype esports team have not really delivered. They've lost a handful of really painful rounds as well. Slow start from paiN into the final minute of the round now, and not an awful lot shown from them.
All right. Oh. Close. Really hoping to do a bit of damage here. This MP9 a blue pop in. Up top, Malby. Not great. Great shot coming through from Lux as he clears out Rainy. And Vinabeast's got to do a lot with this M4, and it's not long-lived. Last round of history. Best of luck not to be 13-2. My God. just, including a 3-minute break as well, 31 minutes that entire match, start to finish the last one. So an incredible showing out for paiN, fantastic all the way throughout, and really not, sort of expected, sure, but what a showing coming through from paiN. I mean, they are showcasing why